Yeah, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kahakadash. And once again, double honors go to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Check my volume here. Okay, good. All right. Kind of like I was saying, double honors go to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow oxen that are out there on the highways and the byways, pushing the truth across four corners of the earth while time still permits us to do so. Alright, this is Nama with the DC Camp branch of Great Millstone, back from another video. Let me get this copyright disclaimer out of the way. I'm laughing already. But it says under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Alright, so we got that out of the way. And when I was laughing, it's because you're having more and more of incidents happen like this from these people that voted for the POTUS, alright, President of the United States, that we currently have. And that old expression, leopards eating my face. Hey, this is a classic, alright, example of that very thing. Here is a guy, and it appears to be local, down in Virginia. I'm in DC. Hey, let's just go ahead and roll the video, man. Oh, man. Be careful what you wish for.
Never thought love is leave my face. No, I never thought love is leave my face. Oh my goodness. So I kid you not, this is like my third time trying to film this video because I can't help but burst into tears every single time I talk about this story. For those you don't know, this should be the epitome, the go-to story for Leopard Eats Face. This should be the go-to story because this is the funniest story of the year. I'm putting it out there right now. This may be, in fact, the funniest story of the year. And how the story goes, if you haven't heard, you have this innocent Hispanic man, okay? This freedom fighter, American patriot. And Gustavo is coming back from work with some of his other buddies in the truck. And Gustavo is driving, and all of a sudden Gustavo is surrounded by cars, and they're telling him, hey, get out the car, show me your hands. Gustavo's, he's confused, right? He doesn't know what to do, but, except hold his hands, because if he doesn't put his hands up, he's going to get shot. And Gustavo notices that they're ICE agents.
This is what Yenzi Machado managed to record on his phone Wednesday. He says while he was driving to work with two other men, he was stopped by ICE agents on Lamont Drive in Manassas, a short distance from his home. He says he was confused by what was happening, why agents surrounded the pickup truck. He spoke with our sister station, Telemundo 44 reporter Rosbeliz Quinones, who was the first to report his story.
And they just got out of the car with the guns in the hands and say, turn off the car, give me the keys, open the window, and, everything was really fast.
And the ICE agents are telling him to put his hands up. Gustavo's like, hey, I can show you my paperwork, what do you mean? I'm here. And they're asking him, hey, how long have you been in this country? Where are you going to? Has your passport expired? Has your green card, your visa? Where are your stuff? Just completely directing the conversation as if Gustavo's an illegal. That somehow he entered the country illegally.
They didn't ask me for any ID. I was telling the officer if I can give him the ID, but he said that just keep my hands up, not moving. And then after that, he told me to get out of the car, and then he put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, how did I get into this country? And if I was waiting for court or if I have any case.
And Gustavo's like, what are you talking about? I'm an American citizen. I have, I have my what is it, license? I have my license right here. And I kid you not, they go on to say that Gustavo alleges that the officer, he claims that the officer said, do you believe this guy? he claims that the officer said that to his partner when Gustavo said that he was an American citizen.
And I told him I was an American citizen. And he looked at his other partner like, smiling, like saying, can you believe this guy? Because he asked the other guy, do you believe him?
Machado said he was uncuffed and immediately released after showing his driver's license.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So what basically happens is that...
So, see, here's the really fucked up part about situations like this, because it goes into spotlighting the inherent racism behind all of this, because you don't see this Eastern Europeans or Moabites or any other nationality being interviewed like this. Here it is, this guy is naturalized. So, and this kind of makes it more fucked up, because he's one that went through the proper channels and the process. And yet it was people like him, which he's going to tell you here, he was a Trump supporter. So now he's put in the position of, say, because of that poison that is Edomite / white supremacy, that everybody wants to become so-called white adjacent, and that they take on the white supremacist attitudes against even their own. Now, granted, like I said, he came over here the right way. He went through the process, all right? But he had to know that some of his guys did not do what he did, and that they were perhaps shady. I just put it like that. Now, what's going on in Nebraska is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You have these Edomites now crying that, these farmers that in Nebraska, and I'm using this because they're saying, like, in a few months, Nebraska as a state is going to go belly up. So they're complaining. I guess they're trying to get Jake, so-called, Southern Kingdom, so-called black folks, to feel sorry for him and perhaps come work for him. I shit you not. And you should see the comments. I wish I had thought to pull it up alongside this, but it's easy enough to search for yourself. And that's what's so, how am I going to say? It's a beautiful thing to see. I'm thinking of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and 7, about us, being alive to see the downfall, the last part of that, being alive to see the downfall of your enemy. And we're seeing that all this shit is falling apart, and this man is being shown for what he is. All right, it's beautiful, because we've been saying this for the longest. We've been crying out for the longest, and the world pretty much told us to shut the fuck up. All right, pull yourself up. They believe that old fucking saying about pull yourself up by your bootstraps and shit. Well, it's your all's turn now. Because I'm watching all those I told you about Nebraska. Now I'm watching the comments, and people actually saying that. It's your turn, pull yourself up by those bootstraps. You've been telling us to, what you've been telling us to do all this time. And they, from what I'm seeing, they don't know how to respond to this new way Jake is acting collectively. Saying, you're not seeing Jake in the protests, marching with other people, because Jake is like, you know what, fuck you, we've been behind you, immigrants for the long, and that's true. And you all turn around and, and Jake is just tired, man. And they see it. So you see, again, when you look at some of these videos and look at the comments, like these protests, you just read the comments and people saying, don't fall for it. This is a setup. Don't do it. And they're right. So, because they want, you see all this, like here in D.C. now, what they're doing now is, because they had this thing, and I never liked it. I never even went there specifically for that. I've been close to it, but that mural they have on 16th Street going right into Lafayette Park, or the White House and all that, they had was called Black Lives Matter Center, all that shit. I never went there. They got that in a big, bold, yellow letters painted on the street and shit. Fuck it. Because we know what that's really about, Again, a setup. So now the Republicans are forcing them to paint over it, and put, what do they want instead? Liberty Plaza or some shit like that. So, yeah. And now they're trying to bring back, they're trying to do away with home rule in the District of Columbia. And they've been having that since '74. So they're turning the clock back. And, hey, I've said that for years. This area here, the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the immediate, DC and immediate suburbs, I mean, the pride is like off the charts. And you can never tell, you could at the time never tell, these Jake here locally, even people that came from here, if they're honest, and these are people, I've had experience with this, they would tell like, damn, everybody here is like, what do you do for, where do you work, and all caught up in materialism, and, you're dating, and they're asking all this shit, like, how much you making, and people like, unless you experience, they say, no, it ain't like that. And then, me and a woman years and years ago got into this. She was from the San Francisco Bay Area. And she was like, damn. But the thing is, all these proud government workers, just in general, but especially here in this area, where amongst Jake, it was that government job, that position in the federal government, that was the thing, and here it's like Prince George's County, that's the most affluent, I believe, to this day. It's been like that for a long time. Most affluent county as far as Jake concerned in the United States, because of that very fact. But back to this. It all goes to Jake, and this guy is, by all accounts, Northern Kingdom. Again, this is what that poison, that white supremacy does. It's capitalism in general. I had a talk with at least he looked the part, may not have been from the way he was talking, a Cushite years ago. He was saying the same thing about capitalism. He said, what his people were going through, and it's like capitalism makes you, say fuck the next guy, climbing that ladder, kicking them down, and that's what it is. It doesn't matter what system of government you got, which I've always said. You got to look at who's running this shit. And like Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. This is who is running the world. This is the bankster's paradise. All right, the JOOs. They've hijacked all of it, and they want to keep it. All right.
Is that after they see his license and they notice that he has a little stamp on the right-hand side of his license that shows that you have to prove your citizenship, they let him go. But
yeah, that's what that what is it, Real ID is all about. And I believe you have to have it by, is it May of this year? So we're talking about less than 2 months, you know.
Are you ready? They take the two guys that were in the truck. They take the guys that Gustavo doesn't know where they are.
The two men with him were taken into custody. He does not know why. The incident has caused him to reflect.
Now, the reason for this stop, which I find very interesting, okay, is that apparently an illegal put this man's address on papers, okay? So, naturally, they're like, hey, why are you harboring illegals?
Machado says the agents said the name of a man they were seeking for a deportation order, someone who had given Machado's home address. He said that was not his name, and he did not know anyone by that name.
I don't know if Gustavo's telling the truth. I don't know if Gustavo knew that he was friends with the illegals, or somehow his address got leaked to the internet, and one of the illegals were like, oh, I'm going to use Gustavo's address and use Gustavo's name. Possibly, I don't know. But apparently the two people in the truck with him are adios, amigo. They are now gone. I don't know if they got deported or if they got let go, if they got the driver's license. I don't know. I haven't seen any follow-up to the story. That's all I know.
Wake up, nigga.
But the cherry on top of this stupid Sunday, okay, is that Gustavo voted for Trump.
Definitely, because like I say, I was Trump supporter. I voted for Trump last elections, but
Ironic.
Bruh, I don't even know. I don't know what to say to that. I think my funny meter has been broken, bruh. My funny meter is broken. You cannot make this stuff up, because you want to know what this fool says? Do you want to know the same thing that they were saying in interviews? When I was trying to tell people, like, listen, y'all think that he's going for the criminals. You have to understand that you being in here illegally, despite you working, despite you not committing, any crime, that in and of itself, they consider a crime. This man, Gustavo, talked about, I thought he was going to, be targeting, the criminals who are, here. Now,
Yeah, they don't get it.
I don't know.
because I thought it was going to be the things, like, be pointless, like, just go against criminals. Not every illegal Hispanic look.
They're
like
illegal,
that
that's the whole thing.
We are illegals.
I genuinely don't know how much more I could have done, how much more anyone else could have done. Like, genuinely. We were telling people, listen, this isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go, okay? Because you are a criminal in their eyes. Not only you're a criminal, but you're brown, which is exactly the opposite of what they want. We can see that right now of them as far as giving visas to pathway to citizenship to white Afrikaners, okay, to white South Afrikaners. Gonna do a video on that, but this is what they're looking to do. They are looking to import a bunch of white people to counteract not only the browns, but black people. That's what they are looking to do. And this simpleton fell for it. He fell for it, bro. It's crazy. It's
there was an incident. This black woman was sitting on a bench. I can't remember where the location was. And you had these white European, a man, his wife, and I believe it was 2 children. And he was complaining about her sitting so close to him, and she was like, with the phone, the camera showing us like at least a foot between it. And I don't know if they were Ukrainian, Eastern, whatever. All right, and the woman, his wife, tried to go across him, and I think she actually did spit on the black woman. And of course he gonna take up for her. And everybody just looking, and no one's trying to help the so-called black woman. But that's how they treat. I believe they were Ukrainian. And those some real evil, nasty. That's that part of that Khazarian Empire. Wow.
Absolutely insane, because this man goes on to talk about how they're just targeting Hispanics.
You know.
So, do you think that's what they're doing now?
That's what they're doing now. They're just following Hispanic people looking like.
Immigration lawyers suggest that residents and citizens carry ID with them at all times.
That's what you voted for.
It's funny because all this reminds me of is like your average black person. That's what this is all reminds me of. When we were trying to tell people, hey, they're targeting us. They're just coming into our neighborhoods and just pulling us over for no reason, right?
Yeah.
They're giving us bull crap reasons why they're, stopping and frisking us, why they're detaining us. And people are just saying, oh, be quiet. Stop being a victim, being a victor. Stop thinking everybody's against you, okay? Oh, it's because you're black. Rah, rah, rah. Do y'all remember this? Do y'all remember this? I don't know why I say remember this because it's still going on right now. But this is what they told us. So I hate to be that guy. But it would be fair, it would be poetic justice is if we told you the same thing. Oh, now you're being targeted because you're Hispanic? Whoa, you're Hispanic? That's why you got pulled over? Maybe you had a broken taillight. Did you ever think about that? Maybe you didn't use your signal to go in the left lane. Did you ever think about that? Perhaps it's not about your race. Why does it have to be race with you guys? What's the deal, okay? Just show them your identification, go on about it. I just find that hilarious that these fools are like, well, it's not going to impact me. It's not going to impact me. What? What? Did y'all really get that comfortable? Did y'all really see black people and the foolishness that was going on with us and thought y'all were above the fray? When it came to illegal immigration, did you? This is, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know how these people can, walk. Who is telling them to move their left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot? Like, who's telling them that, bro? Because there's no way they're doing this on their own. Like, how are you going to be an Hispanic? Listen to what Trump is saying. View his supporters and think that ICE isn't going to profile people. If you already have the police who are profiling people, and I know to many of them, they don't think they're profiling people. They just see as far as black and crime as synonymous. So if you think that's the case with black people, how do you not think that how white people view Hispanics is ICE and Hispanic? Like illegal and Hispanic. How do y'all not make that connection? This is truly fascinating, the cognitive dissonance that these people have. I did not know America was this stupid. I really didn't think that. But apparently, these people are dumb.
Yeah, and that's what, hey, I've been overseas, and, it's amazing. People just don't get, for those who have never been out of the country, what actually, or I should say how, other nations really think of Americans.
Dumb. They are crazy dumb. We are living, and I'll say it again, I'll say it twice, I'll say it thrice, I'll say it ad nauseum. We are living in idiocracy.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Anyways, guys, that's the video. I don't know. What's the disagreement here? What can you disagree with? It's pretty black and white to me, bro. It's pretty black and white. This mofo Gustavo thought he was above it all, right? He thought he had the complexion for the protection for the collection, and he got his wake-up call. That's what it seemed like. Now all of a sudden he's going to regret his vote. Oh, I regret my vote. I shouldn't have done that. I got tricked. Nah, bro. Nah, broski. No. It's too late now, bro. It's too late now. Now you're going to live in fear. Yep. Now you're going to live in fear. Congrats, you played yourself. It is what it is. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday to Sunday, Disagreement Day. Call in, we'll duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. And subscribe. And that fun stuff. And this was surely fun. Until next time, guys.
So there you have, as scriptures say, Matthew 12:36, you got to give account for all those idle words. And surely, you can just imagine him being around his, Edomite co-workers. And he's not the only one, but all that shit you put out, hey, it's going to eventually, like he said earlier, he never thought that you're going to be caught up in that himself. And surely enough, because like I said earlier, the inherent racism, and like was also stated earlier too, that you know, they looked at what we were saying all this time about what was happening to us, and now everybody's getting their wake-up call. As late Paul Mooney pointed out in those excerpts there. So with that, hey, it's not much else to say here. It's pretty straightforward. What Jake is just doing is sitting back and with their buckets of popcorn and just watching the show. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.